I have another tank to show you. Today's tank is my biggest carnivorous scape that I've made and my favourite. I say that every time, but they're always my favourite. This features the most amount of carnivorous plants out of all of my terrariums, so let's have a look. The idea behind this tank is a carnivorous hillscape or valley with a small flooding area at the bottom. The reason I have this is so I can completely flood the whole bottom section and the plants will soak up how much they need. In nature, this is where carnivorous plants would grow most of the time, as it's where the plants have most access to water. I live in Western Australia, which is where a lot of these carnivorous plants grow naturally in the wild, which is where I actually got a lot of the inspiration for the scape of this tank. I've always kept carnivorous plants in pots, but I feel like it never really shows the beauty of the plants, whereas when you can keep them in a terrarium like this, you can see some of the struggles these plants would face in nature. I don't mind too much if certain plants die and come back, as I like this tank to be a bit of an ecosystem, and it also means there's a bit of a surprise each time I look into here. If we look to the top corner, this cephalotus was actually a tiny baby when I put it in. It is now overtaking much of the Drosera, which I don't mind at all. Unfortunately, there's not many plants that are actually flowering right now, other than the Utricularia. So I'll try and find some pictures of some of the flowers. One that we've just missed out on is this Pinguicula emarginata ex Wessa. You can see it has a really nice purple flower, which we've just missed, but that's okay. Like I said, there's so many species of plants in here. I'm gonna try and speed run through them a little bit. Up the top, one of my favorites is Cephalotus follicularius. It does really well in carnivorous terrariums. Some people find them hard to care for, so if that's you, put it in a terrarium. One thing I find interesting about this plant is it only grows in southwest Western Australia, in a little place called Albany. It is not found anywhere else in the world, and it is also the only species in its entire family, which is very, very cool. For our Drosera, we're going to start on the favourite species that I have and quickly get through the rest of them. This is Drosera paradoxa, Drosera natidula, and a little pygmaea in the middle. Drosera elysiae, stelliflora, Drosera roseana, Gorpioides, Capensis mini red, Dicrosopala, a little bit of Drosera binata in here. Also, last winter I did sprinkle a bunch of gemmae from random species in here, which may or may not have popped up, so I can't confirm until I see some flowers. Our Pinguicula, we have Pinguicula emarginata ex Wessa, and some tiny little Esseriana here, and here. We have Utricularia livida, Blanchettii, and Utricularia bisquamata. I did put a little bit of subulata seeds in here. I'm not sure if they've popped up or not. Obviously a bit of live sphagnum at the bottom. But so that's all of the plants that we have in here. As you can see, it is doing really, really well.